I guess I'm supposed to try to start it. I think one of the biggest issues I'm having is this push start. I'm going to have to probably cut them wires and put me a key in to make this work. I'm going to have to try in a little bit. I don't want to flood it out because that pump is pumping every time I do this. So we'll come back another day. I'm smelling a lot of gas, so we're going to do this another day. All right, I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get this engine started. I kept turning it over. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not working. Then I just started backtracking, like, what about my sensors? What about this? What about that? You know, I'm smelling gas. It's getting to the unit. Why is it not starting? So after doing some research and realizing, you know, I went back to my purchase history, looking at stuff that I bought. Like, do I got everything that's right? I know that I changed the crank out in this engine. It's about a crank kit with crank and, you know, get the bearings, everything, because the crank that was in here was wiped. But I replaced it with the same part number and dropped it in and, you know, got to building. What I didn't know, and I just found out in the last few days, the crank that I put in this engine or replaced in this engine was a 58X. Cool, right? So I pulled all my stuff off the 5.3, put it over here. I'm slapping it all together, right? Not really thinking much of it. Use the same timing cover, everything. But after some research and being on the forums and stuff, asking questions, I found out that the 58X is actually a 4X cam. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? When I picked up the engine, it didn't have a cam cover, a front cover. It didn't have a cam or a cover. So I'm slapping it back together. Turns out that the engine, the block, is a Gen 3 block because it has the provision for the cam sensor in the rear, but the 58X is a Gen 4 crank. So the parts were mismatched together. You can make it work, but you have to make sure you have the front cover, and then you plug the rear hole or whatever you're gonna do. So after figuring all that out, I ordered the correct cover and the let me turn this around. So this is the only thing that I've gotten here so far. This is the 4X cam sprocket. It came with a chain. I guess I'll use it since it's new. Some bolts. And I don't believe I can use this tensioner or guide, but I'll look at it once I take everything off. So I ordered that. I'm waiting on my timing cover and whatnot. I did order a extension for my cam sensor, but I went back into my harness and opened my harness up, and turned out the cam wire, the sensor wire, was routed all the way to my coil connection, all the way up here. So I unraveled everything and actually was able to pull it all the way, and then I added some sleeve to it, and then but it actually fits all the way down where it needs to go. So I'll go ahead and cancel that piece, but it arrived today, so I just have to return it. It's $40. I don't need it because this reaches. But yeah, this is where I'm at. I just pulled my radiator. I had to drain my transmission fluid. I drained the engine oil only because it might leak out the front of the bottom of the cover. So I just drained everything. Yeah, coolant, transmission fluid, because the transmission fluid could have been up in the radiator and the cooler, so I drained that, and then I drained my oil, cooler, and transmission. And good thing I only put water in the radiator. I used distilled water just to, because I was going to run it and clean it, and good thing I did do that because that thing was dirty. The radiator is brand new, but the engine definitely had some crud in it. But I'll fill it back up with distilled water again and run a cleaner through it, flush it, and then I'll fill it up with good coolant. But yeah, so must have at this point ripped the water pump off, and that's it. I can actually leave this bracket, the power steering and alternator. So this comes off, and then I have access to the cover. The reason I had to take the radiator off because I have to take this punk ass crank off. So a crank pulley. So this got to come off. And yeah, let's get busy. I mean, I cried about it. I punched the air, but at this point, I'm so invested. I'll never get my money back. I can't just say, I'll pull this engine and sell it and go pick me up a 455, and I'm taking L's all the way around. So I'm just gonna have to finish it out. So that's what we're doing right now. So I got the 4X, I guess they're calling it, 4X sprocket on. And I put, these are the ARP bolts, torqued down to 25. I put some assembly lube because it's a fresh piece. Want to help it help the wear on it. But I bought the kit, which is the sprocket, the bolts, the chain, and the guide, and I'm not using the chain or the guide. But it's not a waste. It's not a waste. I will find something else to use it on. It's a chain and the guide. I guess if I get I don't know what block this works on, maybe a Gen 4. But whatever the case is, that's ready to go. And now I'm waiting on the actual cover. And then I'll clean the gasket up and put some more RTV down and snug all this up, and we'll go from there. All right, so I did all of this. Ooh, look at that paper towel down here. I changed the front cover. This is a new cover from GM. It has the sensor in the cover. I just went direct. I didn't use that extension thing because it makes it drop down too low. And yeah, so I slapped it all back together. So we're gonna see if this works. Oh man, this it's been crazy. So hopefully everything works now. I'm just gonna hold it this time. One of the issues I ran into last time was playing around with this push button. It was turning over without me putting my foot on the brake. So I'm not really sure what that's about. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set it up in the Wizard again. And I actually have the wire that goes to the starter disconnected. And when you lock it in, turn it on, turn it off, and lock it in, I don't have to worry about that. I'll let it, give it a minute and let it reset itself, and then I can actually fire the car, because I don't want to mess up saving the settings and whatnot. Issues I'm going to have using this handheld versus the computer is, one, my alternator is not going to charge, and also the sensors I have might not read right. So we'll see. I have a fuel sensor and a oil pressure sensor from Low Dollar, but I got to just see if it starts, and then I'll work on that other stuff later. I'm scared as far as the oil pressure. I just want to monitor that, but we're just gonna have to take a chance here. So got the little in there. So I did see someone say that the prime on the initial start, the prime is really long, and I can contest to that. A lot of fuel is getting squirted. So I'm gonna go Wizard. I got the Stealth. 8. Let's go liters. Let's go 850. Nice and high. We're gonna go with number 1. I have a sloppy stage 2, but the specs I believe is within. We're gonna see. It's probably too damn bright, huh? Oh, there it go. I got a 58X. How about that? Next. 60. 9. Turn on transmission control. I got a 4L80. I think I'm at 26.3 or 0.3. I don't know what this is. Automatically scale shift tables. I honestly don't know what that is. I seen it pop up last time. I still don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna say no. Please cycle the ignition to complete operation. And this is what I was talking about as far as being able to turn the car on and off. We'll see. I'm gonna press OK. And all right, it turned off this time. My nerves are bad. My nerves are bad. All right. All right, nothing. Oh, see, look, it still reads. And that's another prime. That is crazy. I'm putting a lot of fuel in. We go Wizard. Wait, no. Uh-oh. Oh, did I mess up? Hold on, I think I messed up. All right, so I had to check some stuff out. So I'm still on the right task or right path. Monitor, initial startup, stall, TPS 0. Map is good. That's my temperature, IAC position, and my voltage. I'm supposed to see if I can get this TPS to go to 100. Bam, 100. So from here, I go to home. Now I can actually attempt to start the car, so we'll see how that goes.